First of all, good morning, colleagues from member states, from EFTA countries, the Commission, and to our interpreters supporting us today. It is a very big pleasure to have all of you here with us. Welcome to the informal meeting of telecom ministers under the Danish presidency. I've been looking very much forward to greeting you here in Horsens and in Denmark. As you take your seats today, you will find a small gift waiting for you. This one. It's not just a regular pen. It carries a story. These pens are crafted from recycled ammunition collected on the battlefields of Ukraine. What was once a symbol of destruction has now been transformed into a tool for dialogue. The message here is simple. Words speak higher and louder than bullets. I hope very much that this gift will remind us of our work through dialogue, through cooperation and trust that is stronger than any weapon. And that we might have different perspectives on specific issues, but that we all cherish our union and our companionship. I also hope that it may inspire us to continue to shape Europe's digital future together with words and not with war. Before we continue, please note that the interpretation is available from and into English, French, German, Spanish, Italian, and Danish. And you will see the language channels up here. And with that clarified, I would like to give you all a warm thank you to everyone who joined yesterday's program. I hope you enjoyed it, and I also hope you enjoyed the dinner. I sure did. And welcome to those of you who just arrived here in Horsens. This meeting centers around my two main priorities for the Danish EU presidency, one being the protection of minors online, and the other one being strengthening Europe's digital competitiveness. First, we will dive into two policy discussions focusing on the protection of minors online. Our first discussion will be on age verification, and the second will explore measures to protect minors online more broadly. During the lunch, we will have an informal discussion about digital sovereignty. And to inspire our discussions, we have invited guest speakers for each session. For the first discussion, we will hear from Mr. Adam Lebeck from the Danish Agency for Digital Government on the development of a Danish age verification app. And for the second discussion, Mr. Thomas Eriksson, founder and CEO of Sasha, will present his image protection technology. And lastly, during lunch, we'll have a presentation from Ms. Rebecca Adler-Nielsen, who is a professor at the University of Copenhagen, currently leading the research in European digital sovereignty. We all heard the President of the European Commission in her State of the Union speech. More needs to be done to ensure a safe online environment for our children. For me, today social media is like a nightclub without a bouncer. Children can simply just walk in, stay as long as they like, and be exposed to harmful content and illegal content. And all too often, they are exposed to that. And as a result, many children start using these platforms and see this type of content far too early, at least from a Danish perspective. In Denmark, nearly half of the children have a social media profile by the age of 10. And by the age of 13, the number has increased to a stunningly 94%. This is for me deeply concerning, considering that much content on the social media platforms are definitely not meant for their eyes. Behind these numbers are painful personal stories. A recent Danish documentary, Home Alone, on the internet features 50 children aged 12 to 18. They speak of encountering violent and traumatizing content, including videos of murder, suicide, and sexual assaults. Consequences: sleepless nights, staying home from school, anxiety, depression, even psychiatric hospitalization. Many felt too ashamed or too afraid to speak up, processing their trauma in silence. And most parents remain quite unaware of this, because it all happens quietly, on phones, in bedrooms, behind headphones. This is not the exception, this is becoming the norm. And it is replacing the experiences that children, in my opinion, need. Time to be bored, time to become curious, time to play, to learn social skills, time to be disappointed, time to learn resilience, time to build resilience, time for a real world connection and to feel seen and loved. Instead, they are served endless streams of content powered by autoplay and infinite doom scrolling. As the leading psychologist Jonathan Haidt has put it, you don't just hand a child the internet in their pocket and let them carry it with them at all times. But that is, my dear colleagues, exactly what we've done. And for me, this is the time for us to change the course. No child should go through their most formative age only on social media. No child should be reachable by strangers at all hours. No school should allow a device in a children's pocket that outcompetes every word that the teacher says. Today's discussions are not just about regulating platforms. It's about resetting the norms. We must protect those who are the most vulnerable, those whose brains are still developing, and who cannot fully grasp what they encounter online. We must protect our children from harm and give them the freedom to grow up safely and then in their own pace. President von der Leyen also underlined the importance and urgency of this agenda with the words, "Parents, not algorithms, should be raising our children." And on this background, we will discuss the next steps on protecting children better online. Let me express my sincere thanks to Executive Vice President Ms. Henna Virkkunen for joining us today. Your presence underscores the Commission's very strong commitment to these important topics and your support as a close partner to our presidency. So thank you very much, and with this I will pass the floor to you.
Thank you so much. Good morning, dear presidency, dear ministers. It's a great pleasure to be here today with you. I want to thank the Danish presidency for dedicating this meeting to these two very important priorities, protecting of minors online and also to our digital sovereignty. We all know that the digital revolution has transformed our children's lives. It allows them to play and learn online and to connect with friends. But these opportunities also come with serious risks. Our children deserve to grow in an environment that is safe, fair and empowering. And let's not forget, in Europe, we already have the world's leading framework to protect minors online. So we have the Digital Services Act and also the new guidelines on the protection of minors. And we have the blueprint of age verification that is now being pilot tested and soon trusted e-ID solutions all over Europe. We have also the Audiovisual Media Services Directive that is currently under evaluation. And also we have the Better Internet for Kids strategy and network. And these are not just laws on our books, we are also very actively enforcing them. Just today, we sent out 4 important requests for information for online platforms. One to Snapchat on their age assurance systems and the sale of illegal vapes, tobacco products and drugs to minors. One we sent to YouTube on age assurance and how its recommender systems push anorectic content or self-harm content to minors. And finally, we also sent a request for information to Apple's App Store and Google Play on their app review processes and their dangerous casino and notification apps. Under the DSA, we are also already investigating the practices on TikTok, Facebook and Instagram, and we are challenging their mechanism for age assurance and the ways in which they expose minors to endless chains of dangerous content. And last but not least, we are pursuing cases against 4 pornographic platforms on minors accessing their platforms. We will not hesitate to act. We will enforce our rules and we will hold platforms accountable. We know too well that everyone often seems to think that responsibility lies with someone else. Some say it's up to parents to protect their children. Others say it's up to device manufacturers. But the primary responsibility clearly lies with the platforms. They design the systems, they control also the algorithms, and they must be held accountable here. With our existing laws, our children are not longer unprotected. However, we must seriously also discuss whether more should be done to protect our kids, but also to empower them. After all, they have clear rights. The right to learn, to explore, to access information, to have social interactions with another. When setting up the expert panel announced by President von der Leyen at her State of the Union speech, we will also hear the voices of children themselves. But we will also listen to their parents and teachers, to neurologists and other renewed experts. We will listen with an open mind and take stock after the panel, reflecting on possible way ahead. I also look forward to our discussion today on digital sovereignty at the lunch meeting today. With you, we have been investing very much to AI infrastructure in the last months, and we have already 13 AI factories in place. And just today, we are announcing 6 new ones. So there has been made decisions that we will add also AI factories from Czech, Lithuania, Netherlands, Poland, Romania and Spain as a part of our AI Factories initiative. And also there will be 13 new antennas, including, for example, Moldova. And in this week we also launched the Apply AI strategy. The strategy aims to accelerating the adoption of AI in the European Union, focusing on some key sectors such as healthcare, automotive, advanced manufacturing, agri-food, telecom, defense, or the public sector. We also put forward several flagship initiatives here. We suggest an AI-first policy, which encourages organizations to consider AI as a solution when facing complex challenges. We promote also a bi-European approach via strategic public procurement, and we clearly position European digital innovation hubs, which are covering very well our European Union. We already have 250 digital innovation hubs around all our member states, and they are coming access points for our SMEs to their AI innovation ecosystems, and they are doing the matchmaking between SMEs and our AI developers. We are also launching a Frontier AI initiative, gathering leading EU actors to create sovereign frontier models and agentic AI systems. And we introduce also Apply AI Alliance to advance dialogue with user sectors while also raising future skills needed. And last but not least, we are also creating an AI observatory for monitoring and measuring our impacts. The strategy also reiterates our commitment to an innovation-friendly implementation of the AI Act, especially with the launch of the AI Act Service Desk. In this context, we note certain implementation challenges for stakeholders, in particular the delay of standards to specify the high-risk requirements. In the upcoming Digital Omnibus, we will assess whether we need to align the AI Act's implementation timeline to the availability of those standards. A large part of the supervision of the AI Act will take place on the national level. This is why I count on the support from all the member states to accelerate also their national implementation of the AI Act. Our companies need a very clear and also predictable legal framework to scale in Europe. Making the AI Act a success is our joint responsibility. And I do not want to conclude this intervention without mentioning the events of the last weeks here in Denmark and in other member states, the flyover of critical infrastructures, airports and military sites by drones. These hybrid threats are calling for a decisive European response, as announced by President von der Leyen in her State of the Union speech. I believe that as Minister for Digital and Telecom, we must also contribute to this response to these threats. We must make the best use of rapid technological developments, such as civilian drones or in counter-drone capacities. But we must also exploit the potential of our existing 5G communication network in this regard. Thank you very much.